We're so nerdy.
I know.
I'm just thinking about this discussion, how it would look to somebody on the outside, like people watching right now, and it's like, you can understand what we're talking about.
I think so.
Love you.
Love you.
Mwah.
Mwah. Well, good morning. It's Tuesday. Just past 6 in the morning. I'm pretty much ready to go. I got the car registered yesterday. Thankfully, it was kind of the last day to do it because paper plates from the dealership expired yesterday too. So I waited in line at the DMV for my whole time there was like 3 hours or something. It was terrible. There's this kind of interesting system there where you basically go in and tell the person there like what you're there to do. So I just told the guy I'm here to register my car, and I showed him my paperwork, and he looked at it. He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. What's your phone number?" And I gave him my phone number. He's like, "Okay, you can go ahead and sit down, and they'll send you a text when it's your turn." They sent me a text like right away that said, "Oh, you have 47 people in front of you." And you look left, and it's just a sea of chairs, and like there were like 38 windows or something like that. And then they sent me a text saying I was 19 minutes, estimated waiting time of 19 minutes, and then I got another text saying that it was my turn to go and to proceed to window 18, and then it called my number out. So it was kind of a cool system that they had. What are you doing? You guys are just laying there. I got a free day off because of that volunteer thing I did. I'm thinking I might take it next Friday because Fallout 4 comes out next week. Kind of excited for that.
Low brightness mode. I didn't open up the shutters, so it's like really dark in here. Good morning, everybody. Noelle! She's chilling on the stairs up there. Do you see her? She's like, I don't want to go down. I'm comfy. Oh, and there goes Juniper, going to check on big sister. It is Tuesday, which means actually nothing very significant. It just means it's another day, another work day. So I'm going to throw some clothes on here in a little bit, wait for the coffee to warm up, head upstairs, and start working here in just a little bit. So every time we turn on the, laser pointer, the little cat makes this weird like clicking noise, like it's so weird. Like that. Keep going. She makes the funniest noises. Anyway, Blake just got home. Hey! So we have some exciting purchases in our future, I think. I was looking at, it was so disappointing. This morning, I found a camera that for a couple weeks now, I've been looking at this camera that I really, really want. And it's expensive. Like, it's an expensive camera. And I was willing to be like, okay, I can get it used for a little bit cheaper, but even the used ones are like, they're really expensive. It's an expensive camera. This morning, it was listed on Amazon as used for $950. Like the second cheapest one was like $1,600. So it was weird for it to be that cheap. I messaged Blake's mom, and she's kind of like a bargain shopper. She does kind of like, she looks for online deals a whole lot. And so I was like, is this legit? Like, should I buy this? And she was like, yeah, it looks legit to me. And so I got it in my cart and everything on Amazon, and I started typing, like I refreshed the screen because it was in my cart, and so I clicked on the cart, and then it was gone, and it was like, this is no longer available from the seller. And I was like, no, somebody bought it already. It was so sad. I don't know. I'm really depressed about that, especially because it was $950, which sounds like a lot. Like that's a lot of money for a camera, but it's like originally priced at $2,200, like brand new. Seeing it for over $1,000 cheaper was like unbelievable, especially because it was like brand new out of the box, and I was like, oh my God. So now I'm like looking on eBay and stuff because I just can't bring myself to spend like $2,000 on a camera right now. What? Hey now. And at the same time, Blake is looking at computer parts. Isn't that right? You gonna build yourself a new computer?
Yeah.
Playing with the dog.
Yeah.
This is like our Christmas.
Yeah, I'd rather spend the money on this because I feel like I'll get more use out of this than
That's kind of how I feel about the camera. It's kind of like,
the
well,
other things. Yeah.
like I could get other things, but I'd rather just pay for a nice new camera because I haven't bought a camera since this one 2 years ago.
I'm looking at stuff now. I'm making a list, kind of.
Do you know what you want so far? Like, is there anything?
Yeah,
you
I know.
definitely want?
I want to get the 980 Ti,
Okay.
which is a graphics card, which is like pretty much the highest one you can get without going to a Titan. You really don't have any reason to buy a Titan unless you literally have like thousands of dollars just to spend. The 980 Ti is practically a Titan at like half the price and 2 less gigs of video RAM. At 6 gigs of video RAM, VRAM, it's already like, my card only has 4 gigs, which is great. It runs everything, but having 6 is even better. And then I'm gonna get the newer, updated version, I think, of the processor I have now. Because I have a 4670K right now. The one I'm gonna get is a 4690K. I've been looking all day at cases. I don't know what case I want. Cause
Do you know like what color you want?
I think I want black. Depending on the motherboard I get, possibly red.
Why does that depend on the motherboard?
Because some of the motherboards have like red on them.
Oh, you
So I
want it
think
to
it
be
look-
matchy.
yeah, it'd be kinda cool.
Matchy.
No, matchy. I think I'm sticking with the same type of power supply I have, which is 750 watt.
So basically, Blake's gonna build a new computer for him that is better for gaming.
More
Is
better.
That, yeah. Mo better.
No better.
Basically, what happened was like, I was gonna buy this expensive new camera that I'm talking about. I was gonna buy that with my money. Along with the camera, it would be really nice to have a better like editing rig because right now I'm
Your
just
laptop
using.
is like,
My laptop does the job, but it's
it
not.
doesn't seem like it does it well enough.
No, especially because I'll have Premiere Pro open in one window, which is what I use for editing, and then I'll have Photoshop open in another window to do thumbnail editing, and then I'll have Lightroom open editing pictures at the same time, and having like 15 tabs open,
On
and so
one screen. One little tiny screen.
yeah, one little laptop. My laptop, I mean, if that's what I'm throwing at it, like that's pretty impressive.
That's pretty good.
But it's not. It doesn't. It's very slow sometimes, and I can't do a whole lot. And so the whole plan was that I would get Blake's computer, and he would just build himself a new computer.
Yeah, we'd have to buy 2 monitors, I think, because I need.
For me or for you?
Well, one for me, one for you. Because
Okay.
I'd be giving you the one on the right. That's another thing I was trying to figure out today is like
Monitors.
yeah, because it would be awesome to have a 1440p monitor because you get it would look that much better.
We're so nerdy.
I know.
I'm just thinking about this discussion, how it would look to somebody on the outside, like people watching right now, and it's like, you can understand what we're talking about.
I think
so
some
you
of them will.
so you want a 1440?
Well, I don't know if I do. That's the issue because right now I have a 1080p 144 hertz monitor and a 1080p 60 hertz, which is just like standard. 144 hertz is awesome because it makes like, especially for shooters like CS:GO or Counter-Strike, Battlefield, yeah, things like that. If you have the graphics card to support it and the hardware to support it, you can get over double the amount of frames. So everything is so much smooth. It's like our TV has 120 hertz.
Yeah.
Like you notice everything's smoother. That's how it is.
That's so cool.
And going from like 144 hertz to
You'd have to
60
go
hertz,
back.
you can't do that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I notice a difference between that monitor and the one next to it when I'm moving windows on it.
Yeah, no, that would drive me insane.
Yeah.
It's like if I downgraded the camera.
Yeah.
Like I can't go back to a regular camera after even this camera. Like this is when this camera came out, it was like the big new thing. It was like changing the world of handheld cameras. For those of you wondering, it's the Sony RX100 Mark II. There was the Sony RX100, just the regular version, which was mind-blowing all on its own. This was the next big one. Everybody vlogs these days with the Canon G7X. This camera came out before that. This camera was the one that came out before that, and then the Canon G7X came out, and then the Sony RX100 Mark III, the one version above this one, came out. And those have been like the competing ones that like go head to head, Sony and Canon. It's just crazy because I remember getting this camera and being like, this was such a big deal when it came out.
Nikki and Dan buy this camera?
Yeah, because we went to the meetup and she was like, oh my God, the quality of that camera is amazing. And I was like, I know. But I mean, it's not as amazing anymore because everybody's getting cameras like this and you can't go back. You know what I mean? Like you just can't go back from that.
So I guess we're kind of in the same boat on that. Like they make 1440p monitors that do 144 hertz, but that one of those would be the same price as a graphics card. Kind of crazy, I think. So I don't think I'm going to do 1440p yet, maybe. Because I like my games to look pretty, and 1080p already looks really good, but I'd like to be able to max everything out. Like, The 970 maxes out everything pretty
Just
much.
fine, yeah.
I have two 1080p's. One of them is 144
Got it.
hertz.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then,
I'm keeping that one.
yeah.
The one on the right, I'm giving to you. And then, if you don't want a second monitor, that's fine. We don't have to buy a second one. But I feel like for your job,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to have a second. It's nice having a second monitor.
Yeah,
like,
I
like
know.
having
Well,
my game.
I'm worried because it's like I can't go back, you know? Like once I have two screens,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have two screens at work, so.
I don't know how I would go back to having just
Yeah.
one screen. But no, having two screens would be nice as long as one of those screens is really good with color.
Yeah.
Because it has to have like a really good resolution for editing. But we'll have to
Yeah,
see.
that's
I don't know. I have to do my
Yeah.
research on like what a good monitor would be when it comes to like photo and video editing just because
Yeah.
I mess around with like color grading and Photoshop so much that it has to like the colors have to be like true.
Yeah,
That-
my arms
yeah.
are getting really
I
tired.
know, we've been talking a long time. Good morning, guys. I just got out of the shower, which is something I don't usually do in the morning. I usually shower at night just because it feels so much more efficient at getting you clean. Check this out. It's cold. And this is what I've woken up to this morning. It's all wet. It's pouring. It's so beautiful. I just want to take a moment to discuss the ironies of what's going on right now with my computer. So this is the computer I currently use to edit. This is the one I took to Europe with me, and it gets the job done. We discussed this in this clip that I'm actually trying to import right now. I just find this so ironic because I'm trying to import this clip to be edited, but we talked for 20 minutes. Like that clip is 20 minutes long, unedited. And obviously I'm gonna trim it down a little bit to fit it in the vlog. But the fact that the entire topic is computers and my computer is currently freezing. Like, do you see how my mouse is moving right now? Like it's like jumpy all over the place. I'm barely moving the mouse and it's like freaking out. Look, there it goes, finally, yay! Just the fact that I'm importing a clip right now that we're talking about computers and like upgrading this computer because of the lack of editing capabilities that this computer has, and it's killing the computer. I just find that so funny. Alrighty guys, after rebooting my computer because it froze in the middle of editing that clip, I am finally pretty much done editing this vlog. So, question of the day, what is something that you could spend all day talking about? Blake could definitely talk on and on and on about computers and computer specs. He's very techie, he's a very techie person. I'm not as into it, but I can keep up with the conversation okay. And I'm getting more interested in the world of cameras and like lenses and certain camera types and sensors and all of that jazz. So I'd probably talk on and on about cameras if given the choice. Let me know what you guys could talk on and on and on about forever. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, because we put out videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. So we will talk to you guys on Friday, and hopefully it rains a little bit more. I don't know if you could tell, but it definitely got a lot sunnier, so kind of depressed about that. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you on Friday. Bye. Look at you, the worst, like, sunglasses burn. Man, it looks bad. I bet. Yeah.
Got a whole new bag. She likes it. She likes the